Welcome to this session of microcontroller laboratory programs. Let us learn the first program, right? So, write a program which is a 8051 microcontroller assembly program to a block of n bytes from location x to y. Block length n is stored in register R2. So, this is a program to move a block of data which is stored at the location x. X here we have taken it as 30 and y we have taken it as 50. So we need to move a block of data which is there at 30th location to 50th location. So this is what is the program doing, right? And after execution of the program, what happens is the data will be moved from 30th location to 50th location. If you see before execution, right, 50th location had zeros, all zeros were there. After the execution of the program, we can see that data which is there at 30th location, that is 1 2 3 4 5, this gets loaded or copied from 30th location to 50th location. So this is what is the program. Let us see the program, how does it work in the Keil, right? So we'll go to the Keil here. So this is my Keil software. So how to enter into this? Double click on the Keil Microvision, right? And this screen opens. So if any project is open, you need to open your project. So click on new project, right? So before that, you can close the project, the one which is open, you can close it, right? So what are the different panes which are there in the microcontroller Microvision Keil is, we have this menu bar, right? This is the menu pane where you have the different menus which has different operations which we can perform, right? Next is the project. This window is the project window at the left, where any project you create will be there here. And this is the which is in gray color is the editor window, right? This is the editor window which gets open to edit, you write your program and to edit it. And the bottom is your debug console or the debug pane where your details of debugging of the program will be shown at the debug pane, right? Let us see how to start. So we need to go to project on the menu bar, click on the project, then go for new Microvision project, right? When you open that, it will prompt you for a name of the project. Let me give, I'm doing program 1, microcontroller program 1 I'm doing. So I'll give it with this. No extension is not required. Then just save this, right? And once you say save, it will prompt you for which device you want to select. So go to Atmel, you can see there, just unzip that. In Atmels, I'm using 89C51. Go to 89C51, so select this, right? See that it is 89C51, select that and say OK. When you say OK, so any code or startup code you want to add, so I'm not adding any code, say no here. So when you see that, you can see that in the project window, a target project is created with the source group 1. This is how we need to create a project. Once a project is created, we need to after the project has been created, you need to save, you need to enter the code in the editor window. To enter the code in the editor window, we will be we will have to type in the program, which is the program number 1, right? I'll just type the program, which is this program of to move the block, right? So I've taken this program. Then the next step is, after typing the program into the editor window, save that program. So I am saving it with a name block move, block block move .asm, because it's an assembly program. I'll save it with the asm. Save this, right? Once this is saved, this program has to be added to the project. How to add the program to the project? Right click on the source group 1, right? It will prompt you for the options which is add files to group source group 1. So click on that. So right, and you need to select here assembly program, and this is my assembly program. Add, right, and then close. Click on add and then close. When you do that, if you zip and check here, block move is added to your project, right? So this is your block move project. Now once this is added, go for the next step, that is translate. When you say translate, you can see that at the debug window, if any errors are there, it will be displaying. Presently, there are no errors in my program, so it is showing 0 errors and 0 warnings, right? So once this is done, go for the next step, which is building of the project. So this is the, you can see that this is the build. The first one was to translate, right? The second is to build, right? Once you have built, go for rebuild all your files. Not necessary here because we have only one file, but if you are joining more than one file, this was necessary. Now once this step is done with 0 errors and 0 warnings, go for debug. Where is your debug? The first method to enter into debug mode is go to debug on the menu, and then this start stop debug session is one option to enter. The other method is here you have on the menu bar directly, right? You can click on that. When you click, it will enter into a debug mode. Once you enter into a debug mode, you can see that you have a few more panels added. At the right bottom you have different panels, right? For me, I want memory windows here, right? So I'll just open that. I'll just use that. So this is my program which I have written for moving of the block. Before I start my running of the program, what is that I'll do here is I'll have to use a memory window. I need to use a memory window. Where is my memory window? Here, go to this memories, right? So this is the memory windows, it is there. So here, the down arrow, if you click, you will be getting the memory window. I have already one memory window. I'll be taking the second memory window, right? So what will I do? In memory window 1, right bottom, you can see that memory window, memory 1 is there in the blue panel, right? In that, address is there. I'll be specifying the address as I'm using the data segment for entering my block. So it is D colon, I'll be using 0x30. That is my source location. Enter that, right? And go to memory window 2, right? In that, I want my data segment, which is at 50th location. So type in D colon 0 cross 50, right? And then enter, right? You'll be getting that presently 50th location is having 0, and you can check memory 1, which is 30th location, is also 0. Let me move some values. So how to enter the data in the memory location? You have your 30th location. So double click on that. It will become blue. Then you just enter your value. Let me enter the values, right? I'm giving some values to this locations. These are the different locations which I'm using. These are the different data, 10 data which I want to move from 30th location to 50th location. So I enter the data, then go for run. You can see that there is a run here. You can do even stepwise execution also, right? To do that, I want to check both the memory windows. So what will I do? Here the window position is there, right? I'll just say floating so that my window comes out. I'll just use this. This is my memory window which is having 30th location, and this is my memory window which is having 50th location, right? So if I do step by step procedure, right, I'll enter into one by one step by step procedure. You can see that first move is done, right? So I'll be moving the first data, right? Now I got the first data in accumulator, that will be moved to the location which is 50th location, correct? See, this is what is happening. So right, and again increment, go on doing this. So when I do that, it goes on, values get executed, right? So once you say reset and start, so why we are not able to see is because it got terminated and we are not able to see the output. So in order to see the output, what is that I'll change is, instead of using lcall 0003h, I'll be using here sjump dollar. So this will help me see the output that time only. Sjump dollar. This helps me to see the output at the debug window itself, right? I need to, whenever I change my program, I need to do all the procedure of translate, build, and then rebuild. Everything I need to do, and I should check for a error-free message, right? Once I get that, I enter into a debug mode. Once I enter into my debug mode, again my memory windows are already ready. You can see that I have my memory window which is not initialized. I need to initialize once again, right? Let me initialize the memory windows with the content, right? 30th location is the source location which is having some data. So I'm entering these values which I need to move it to 50th location, right? So this is the data which is there at the 30th location. I have entered my data. You can see that, right? Now when I say run, you can see that at the 50th location, your data is moved 11, 22, 33, 44. It is moved from 30th location to 50th location. So this is the first uh, program. So I have stopped execution using this stop symbol, right? Now, this is one of the program where we did a block move. We moved the data from the 30th location to the 50th location. 50th location initially was initially we had in the 50th location 0. Then after the execution, it got executed with the it got executed and the data moved from 30th location to 50th location. The block completely moved, right? 10 data which was there at 30th location moved to 50th location, right? Let's go for the second program. This is to exchange a block of data from location X to Y. So what is the change in the first program to this program is there is a block of data which is present at 30th location. There is also a data which is present at a 50th location. So in the previous program, 50th location was 0, right? Here, what is that we are doing? In both the memories, 30th and 50th location, we will be using, or we will be having a block of data, and we'll write a program where it gets exchanged. After execution, what happens is, you can see that the block got exchanged. What is that? 30th had previously, if you check, 30th location had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And 50th location had 11, 22, 33, 44. And after execution, you can see that 30th location will be having 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, this, and whatever was there in 30th location has moved to 50th location, right? So this is what is a program. Let us execute the same using a keel, right? So we'll do this now. So again, the same procedure. You can open one more new window, and you can even get the information. I mean, you can redo the procedure once again, or what is that we can do is we can open a new editor window only. Only editor window will open, and we'll type in the program there, and we'll add that program. We'll see how the what all are the different how to do this. I'll just open the new editor window, right? And then I'll type in the program. I've typed my program here, right? So just I'll type the program, then I'll change this, right? So, and then save this program. So this is a block exchange. I have a block at 30th location, I have a block at 50th location, and I am exchanging that. So I'll just give a name as block exchange.asm. Remember to give an extension with .asm and then save it. Once I save that, you can see the change in the color of the label and all other things, right? So this is what is it has saved. What is the next procedure? My project now is added with the block move, which was the previous program. So what will I do? I'll right click on the block move and I'll say remove the file. I don't want to execute that, right? I'll say yes. Are you sure to remove the file? I'll say yes. So I have removed that file. I'll add now block exchange. So again, right click on the source group 1, add files to group. So in that, you will be adding the file which is block exchange. So add this block exchange, right? Add it, close. You can see that block exchange is added to your group, right? Source group. Next, the step is to translate, right? Then to build your program and then rebuild. Remember to note that you should have a zero error and zero warning. Once you have got the zero errors and zero warning, then you need to enter into a debug mode. That is here, right? Say okay. So enter into a debug mode. Once you enter into a debug mode, you should be typing the address, right? Because of the previous memories were used, I have already the memory window open. Otherwise you can use or you can click here to get the memory windows, right? So my 30th location and 50th location, what will I do here? I'll give it as 1. I'll give it as 1. Here it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. That is 8, right? So in this 50th location, what is that I'll do? I'll give 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, and I'll give it as AA, right? So this is a procedure to enter, right? I've entered 2 blocks, one at 30th location, the other one is at 50th location, right? This is a program, this is the program to exchange block. So when I say run, so run is this, right? When I click on this run, you can see that it gets exchanged. What has happened? 30th location is having now 11, 22, 33, 44 like this, right? This series. And 50th location is having 1, 2, 3, 4 till 8. That is 10. So this is what is the second program where we are, and we need to exit from the debug mode. We need to exit from the debug mode. Only then I can type in the next program, right? So this is how I'll be using block exchange. The second program was block exchange, right? So we'll go for the third program. The third program is where we are supposed to find the largest number in a given array of n bytes and store the largest number in the internal RAM location 30. I have an array which is starting at 31st location, and my largest number in that array should be stored at the 30th location, right? And the array length is stored in the register R2. So how is it? This is my array. You can see that from 31 I have my array stored. This is my array which is starting at 31, and initially 30th location is 0 because I want to store after doing the sort operation. I want to store after search operation. I want to search for a largest number and I want to store it in the 30th location, right? So now which is the largest number? If you can go through, what is the largest number? 24, 45, 1E, 2, 4, 3, 6, right? The largest number is BE. You should remember that all the numbers which I have entered in this are hexa numbers. So BE is the largest number. When I execute the program, I'll be getting in the 30th location BE, right? So this is what is the program, right? Where we are using this program for entering finding the largest number. Let us go to the Keil software again, where we will be using this software for finding the largest number. Again, I need to do the same procedure. I can open a new editor window and type the program of finding the largest number, right? So what is that I am doing? I'll do the same thing now. I'll just copy from the previous, right? I'll open a new editor window, right? Copy the program. I have to type in the program. So this is my program where I have typed my program, which is to sort, to get the largest number, right? So once I have typed my program, I need to save. So save it. This time I'm finding the largest number. So I'll be giving the name as largest number .asm. Don't forget to give extension as .asm, right? Save the program. Once you have saved the program, right? So now next the procedure is I need to remove the previous file from the project. So right click on the block exchange and it will give an option to remove it, right? Say yes. Then again right click on the source group 1 and add your file. So in that you need to check for a ASM file. It's not a C file, right? So largest number is my program. Add and close. So once you have added, you can see that in the right project window, largest number program is added. The next step is to translate. Make sure you have 0 errors and 0 warnings. After you have translated, build and rebuild are the next procedure, right? Once you have done that, enter into the debug mode, right? Once you have 0 errors and 0 warnings, enter into a debug mode by clicking onto this D button here, right? So once you have entered into a debug window, this time I don't want two memory locations, right? I want only one. So I'll be just moving, I'll be using only one. So I want the 30th location only. So I'll be using this 30th location only, right? You can see that in the memory window 2, I've typed 30th, right? So this is the 30th location, where again 30th I'm not using because I want it to store the result. The next locations I'll be using, I'll be giving some number, right, which is not in a random order. I can give any number which among which I need to find out the biggest number. So I have given here some values, right? You should check it should have some 10 values only. 3, 6, 9 and 10. Yes, you have 10 numbers which are entered. We can see that the largest number is again BE here, right? BE is the largest number. So when I run this program, and how to run this program, the run is F5 button also I can use, or I can press this symbol which is run. When I say run, you can see that at 30th location BE has come, right? So that is what is the largest number in the given array. You want to rerun and check any other number. So what is that I can do? Go to reset, right? On your menu bar, you have here reset. Press that reset. So again, you are ready. This time I'll change this, right? Instead of BE, let me give in some other location, some other higher number. I'll give the higher number as F1, right? F1 is the higher number than BE. When I run this time, I should be getting F1 at 30th location. So run this. I got F1 at 30th location, right? So this is how I have to run the program, and I should check where exactly is my largest number is stored. Largest number is stored in the 30th location. Remember that you are not supposed to store anything on the 30th location, because that is reserved to store the result, which is the largest number. The next program is the to find the smallest number, right? The program has same concept, where you are having a n bytes of array which is stored at the location from 31st location, and the smallest number you need to store it in the 30th location, and the length of the array is stored in a R2 register. So what is there? We have the block which is stored from 31st location to 3A, that is 10 data is stored, right? And 30th location is reserved. Initially it is 0, and when I execute, I will be storing the least or the smallest number in the array. You can just go through and see which is the smallest number. The smallest number is 1E. So once I say execute, my 30th location should have 1E, right? So that is what is the program, which is to find the smallest number using which is having a array, right? So what is that I am doing? The same where I'll go for a editor window, I'll open a new editor window, and then I'll have to type a program which is to find the smallest number, right? So I'll just go through that. I'll have to enter a program which is to find the smallest number. New editor window, right? Type your program, right? And then save it. So once I say save, I need to give the name for a file. This time I'm finding the smallest number. So I'll be giving smallest smallest number dot asm. Don't forget to give extension as .asm, right? So assembly, asm is assembly. So save that. So next procedure is to remove, right click on the largest the file, right? And then that file will be removed. Again, right click on source group 1 add your file. So when you are adding, you can see the type of the file should be assembly ASM file, right? So this time it is as smallest number. So I have added. The next procedure is to translate. You should have 0 errors and 0 warnings. Next is to build your project, right? Once it is ready, rebuild your project, right? So again I have 0 errors and 0 warnings. Once I get 0 errors and 0 warnings, I need to enter into a debug mode. See, I have got 0 errors and 0 warnings. I'm entering into debug mode by clicking on this D symbol here. So once the D symbol has, once I enter into a debug mode, I'll have again the memory window, right? This time again the 30th location is there. So 30th location, I'll not store anything. And in the next 10 data will be stored 31 to 3A. So I'll store some value, which is this, right? So let me give some random values. 6, 9, and 10. Yes, you should enter the 10 values after that, right? So I've entered 10 data from 31 to 3A. So you can see that the numbers which I have entered, the smallest number is 1, 2, right? So that is 12 is the smallest number. Once I run this, how to run this? Click on this run button, or I can even press F5. So click on this run. You can see that 30th location has 12. If you want to rerun and check for some other value, go for reset, right? And then again, I'll change the value somewhere here, right? I'll change it to, say 1, 2 was there, right? I'll give it as 0, 5, right? That's the smallest number now. Again, when I say run, you can see that at the 30th location, I have got the smallest number in this array, that is 0, 5. So this is how I'll have to execute a smallest program, right? So this is the fourth program which we are running, which is to find a smallest number, right? We'll go for the next program, right? We have the next program is we need to sort an array. So array is given which is having n bytes, right? So it is starting at the location 40th location. I need to sort this data, right? So this is what is the given array. See, at the 40th location I have some 4 datas, right? So if I want to sort out 4 data, then what is that I need to do? I have to use a counter which is of n minus 1. Why? I'll have to compare only thrice. 40th location and 41 is compared, right? Again 41 and 40 and 42 will be compared. Like this I'll be comparing only what is a thrice, right? Only thrice I'll be comparing. Hence, my counter value is 3, right? And this is how your program will be. So, and you have this data before execution. Once you execute the program, what is the changes you'll find? Your data is sorted. 15, then it is 24, then it is 7, 9, then it is C3. So this is what is the program, how we need to execute. We'll see it using a Keil again. So I'll enter into Keil software, right? In that again I need to open a new window for finding for a new editor window, and I need to type in the program which is to which is to sort, right? I am using a sorting of a program. So just copy that program and I will be typing it in the new editor window. So to enter into new editor window, file and new also you can do, right? One method, or you can use this also, new, right? You can use that and then type in your program. This is my program to find the sorting of the numbers, right? Sorting of an array, and in the sorting I'm doing a ascending order, right? So save this program because I'm using a ascending order sort, right? So I'll give that as ascord.asm. So this is my name of the program, ascending order, right? You give it as ascending order.asm, right? Save the program, and then the next procedure is remove the previous file from your project, right? Then add the present file to your project, right? So what is this? My project is, my file is ascending order. Add that, right? Once you have added, next the procedure is to translate, right? You should get 0 errors and 0 warnings. Next is to build and then rebuild, right? Once this is done, right, I need to enter into debug mode. If I enter into debug mode, again this time my memory window is starting at location 40. You should remember that my location this time is not 30, it is first 40. So you can see I am changing the memory 2's address this time. So it is now memory window is starting at 40, right? So now what is that I'll do? I'll have to enter some 4 values, right? I'll give it as 34, 23, 34, 23, and I'll give it as say E0. Next I'll give it as see some value which is 67, correct? So these are the 4 values which I have entered. So when I say run, what should be my value? From 40th location, it should be 23, 34, 67 and E0, right? So that is should be the sorted order. And now presently I've given it randomly. So in 40th location, I've given it as 34. Next is 23, E0, 67. Now I'll go to run. I'll run this. Once I run that, you can see that it is sorted in a ascending order. 23, 34, 67 and E0. It got sorted, right? You want to check once again, go to reset, right? Again, give some random numbers. Here I'll give it as say 89, and here I'll give it as say F1. Next somewhere here I'll give it as say 34, right? 34 is already there. I'll give it as 39, right? Now if these are the 4 numbers, right, and again I'll say run, so you can see that it got sorted, right? So this is how you need to execute the program to sort it in a ascending order, right? Now the last program in this series is to sort the array in a descending order, right? This is the program to sort the array in a descending order. Procedure is the same. You have a array. It was in our case, our array is of 4 bytes only. We have stored 4 bytes from location 40 to 43, and you should see that once it is already loaded, you should every time load the content into the memory location first, right? So I've loaded my content in the 40th location, and after execution, how it gets sorted, this time it is doing a descending order. That is, sorting is descending order sort, right? So this time first it will be C3, then 7, 9, then 24, and then 15, correct? So this is what is my descending order, where I have sorted my given array in a form of descending order, right? Now we'll see how to execute this program. I'll go to my Keel once again, right? Again, open the editor window. Once I open the editor window, I'll have to type in the program for sorting the array in descending order, right? So in order to sort, you need to note the changes, right? The changes with one instruction. You should note that we have changed that particular instruction, right? So I am still in the debug mode. I'll just come out of the debug mode, right? And then again go for a new. So where is new? This is new, right? I'll go here, new. A new editor window opens. Type your program, right? Once you type the program, so type your program. This time I'll do a mistake just to note that what error I'll get or how my error is, right? So what will I do? Instead of giving it here as a 03, I'll give it as O. I'll give it as O3, right? So this you can see that I'll be getting an error. So what will I do? After I have typed my program, I'll have to save this. So I have saved my program with a name, which is now this time I'm doing a descending order. So I'll give it as descending order dot asm, right, and save it. Once I have saved the program, next step is to remove the file which was there in your project. So previous file, right click, remove, say yes. Next again right click on source group 1, add your file. So that's the assembly file, right? This time it is descending order, click, add, close, correct? So your descending order file, descending order is the next program. Add that file. Now I'll go for translate, because I have done I have done a mistake, right? I have done a error. You can see that you got an error. So how to find where the error is in this lines, right? I have almost some 18 lines. How to find out the error, right? Where exactly is the error? There is a line in the debug panel here down. See, right? We have error, right? Double click on that error. It will show the line where you have an error. What is the error? Undefined symbol. So you should know that. You should be knowing the error type. So I should assume that I have typed O and I'll change it to 0 now. And you can even see when I had typed O, it was not there. There was no any color change. Now I have typed 0. The color has changed to some purple color. Just to make note that numbers have different colors, right? And all the characters have different color, right? Comments have different color. Labels have different color, right? So that you need to note. So save this program again and then translate this time. See if there are no errors, I should be getting a no error. There's a warning. What is this? Found end statement which is ignored. Why? Yeah, that's fine. Because here we have end, it is giving that, right? So we have a warning that. So if I just remove this comment, we'll not be getting that error, right? A warning also. So this is what is 0 error. Stay text font beyond. Yeah, I think something I have typed here. Let me delete. Right now, this is what is right now. I have removed. Still, it is there. End statement. This is the end statement. What is there? Anyways, that's the error. That's a warning. We'll just move on. Right. I'll go for the next one. Right, fine, okay, let me see the translate again. So and then build, correct, and go for rebuild, right? There is a fatal error this time. So what happened? I need to check for this, right? So what is text font beyond? Okay, fine, we'll just save this. This should work, right? Yeah, okay. We are not supposed to write anything after end. That was the warning, right? Now warning has gone. So next is to translate and then rebuild, right? Once it is rebuilt, enter into a debug mode. Once you enter into a debug mode, again I need to start entering the values at the location 40, right? So once I enter into this debug mode, I have my address in the memory which is at the 40th location. I'll again type or enter some values: 34, 27, 12, and then 78, right? So this time I need to sort it in a descending order. I have entered 34, 27, 12, and 78. Once I say run, I should be getting it in a descending order, and the order will be 78, 34, 27, and 12, right? So that is what is the order. You can see that it has sorted out in a descending order. You want to retry, go to reset, right? Again type enter some other values. So I have given it as here, say 29, and here I have given it as F4, and here I'll give it as say 34. Then the last number, let me give it as say 90, right? So this is my 4 numbers, that is 29, F4, 34, and 90. Now again I'll say run, we can see that it got sorted in a descending order, that is F4, 9, 0, 3, 4 and 2, 9, right? So this is how. And when you want to when you are done, you need to enter out, or you should come out of the debug mode. So that's the right procedure to do this, right? So once you have done this, we have completed in this session the programs which were belonging to the first lab program, first set of program, that is to move, block exchange, and find the largest number, finding of the smallest number, sorting the array in ascending order, and sorting the array in a descending order. Okay, thank you for this. Thank you for the session. Okay.